What up, back again. I think it's part 4. What's up? GS350 JP in the house.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I just had an African brother that just left my house. The brother is moving back to Kenya next month. And he's telling me, he says when he gets back, him and his wife have a farm that they're going to be, which is going to be self-sufficient, and they're also going to use the whatever they get, whatever the leftover food or the vegetables that they grow that they're going to sell. And he says that he's going to live a very quiet and humble life. And he's going to use a lot of those proceeds that he gets from the farm to pay the rent. But when I say the rent, I mean, excuse me, I shouldn't say the rent, light bill. They've already bought the house. So that's done. But to pay, the utilities.
Right.
And they're not looking to be rich or anything like that. And I'm listening to what he's talking about, and I'm like, man, I envy this brother that he's getting ready to live a natural life. Like he's getting ready to live a real good life, not focused up on all that external stuff.
Right.
And he's going to do his prayer. He's a Muslim, by the way, so I guess they pray 5 times a day. But I'm looking at his life, and I'm like, well, that's how we all should be living. That's exactly how we all should be living. Not necessarily, you don't have to follow his religion,
Right.
but to be free from taxes, to be free from having to pay somebody for food, to be free from working in the world and focus on material gains, it's kind of a freedom,
Yeah, I think, like I was thinking about that Texas stuff, and the whole thing about that is, you pay taxes and stuff, but, what is, so a lot of that money does go for different things, but what it does do is it does provide security. Like I was saying, you got the money to pay these people who are smart to continue to develop and stuff like that, because you got to make these people feel good and let them have a good life, and let everything is possible be peaceful for them so that they can develop these things. And taxes is always something that people have always been paying. It doesn't matter, Americans, Japanese, and one of my students, he was telling me, this Japanese guy, the same guy he was talking about in that one video, he was saying how they used to pay rice as Texas and stuff back in Japan, like during the Edo period. He even said before the Edo period, Japanese people didn't even have last names and stuff. I was like, really? Yeah. They weren't allowed to have last names. And then I guess it was during the Edo period or one period before, I'm not sure, that they started getting names, and that's when they started getting Nakayama, Takayama, and all of that stuff. But it's like, yeah.
They didn't have last names before the Edo period?
I think he was saying something like that. Yeah. He was saying they weren't allowed to. Only the shoguns had last names and stuff, It was a trip, man. But
that's interesting that they didn't have last names back then.
Yeah, I was like, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a trip.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot like on my Do You Love Black Men videos, I get a lot of some comments and stuff, and I got this one comment about tatemae, and this one girl was saying, well, it's just a Japanese custom. And I'm like, I don't know a little bit about Japanese history. I mean, I don't know a lot about it, but, from what I hear, back in those days, man, I mean, a samurai say something, if you say something, in a disagreement, you getting chopped down, and that was it. They was like top. So tatemae, the tatemae hone stuff, hey, it was a lot of that tatemae going on, and I think it was going on out of fear, and it just, it just came down, because even now, I don't want to get into their personal history and all, their history and stuff, but I mean, still now, if somebody say something to you and, you say the wrong answer, shoot, yeah, that even happens in the States, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody walk up, what do you think? I think that look bad. What you say? Bam! You don't like this? you fighting and stuff, you know, for giving your honest opinion and stuff. So
that's what. Just giving your honest opinion, you end up in a fight.
Yeah, you know, it's a trip, man. Like, well, if you don't want to know, don't ask me, you know. Like I said, I was talking to someone before, and I said, you know, what people really need to people really need to adhere to, or at least keep close to their thoughts, is sometimes some things are just better left unsaid, you know. And I swear, if you do that, oh man, so much more.
I'm still amazed at people and what amazes me is that you can offend somebody by saying, hey, or having a wrong shirt on, or you can offend somebody by saying something in a way that they don't like.
Yeah.
But yet, you can sit there, those same people that you just offended, you could sit there and put lithium in their water and put poisons in their water, and they won't say shit. So when they should be offended, they're not offended.
Yeah.
But they're offended at things that they shouldn't be offended at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, like, you could sit there and do a Bernie Madoff on people, and you won't get that much offended at you.
Who's that?
Then